What's up, everybody? I recorded this whole video and it wasn't on record, so this is take two. This is my response to Matt's challenge of last week, challenge number 5, which was think about people that in your life that you look up to and they have characteristics that you would like to embody or that you would think that you would like to envelop. I have a few of those people in my life, so I'm going to try to be short with each one, but do them each justice because I have a bunch that I'm thinking about that were really impactful, and they're not just characteristics that I would wish to. They're characteristics that I also learned and continue to embody. I hope to, and I hope to just develop those characteristics. I'm going to start with the ladies first. Ladies first. 3 very important ladies in my life: my mom, my grandma Altabella Severine, and my grandma Anna Mae Oshusky. Each one of those ladies has shown me what it's like to, or what it means to, be hospitable, opening your house to people, and just fostering an environment of love. And I know I know it's my mom and my grandma's, and that's easy and it's a cliche, but it's really true. And at a young age, I learned from them that what it means to just take an interest in people's lives. Like when I was over there, there was always questions like, "Oh, how are you? What are you doing? Let me know more about this. Let me know more about that." And I know, yes, they're my grandparents and my mom, and they're asking me those things. But I just felt that love from just those questions and just taking an interest in me, and that's how I try to love others, is by taking an interest in their life and opening my home and being hospitable and offering everything I can to them, my house, a bed. Those are the things I learned from just my grandparents and my mom at a young age. So thank you. And real quick, but also very important, Grandma Severine, I learned from you how to properly grieve people, especially when I was 14 and Aunt Patty passed away. I watched you grieve somebody fully and just throw yourself into that mourning process and just be there, and but then move on. Not move on like moving on completely, but walking forward in your life because you've lost somebody and you have to move forward. But also the mix between throwing yourself into that grieving process because you should grieve somebody and it's okay to grieve and you need to grieve, but then walking forward. And I feel like I watched you do that, and you were the first person I think I watched do that literally in my life. So thank you for that, Grandma Severine. The next would be quick shout out to Uncle Johnny. Uncle Johnny, you are a man of passion, and you're very passionate about your endeavors and about the things that you believe in. And I've always enjoyed listening to you talk about the things that you love. Taking me for a ride around Cannonsburg and showing me your job and like the things and you're talking to people face to face and you're hearing what they're doing, and you're passionate about the roads and you're passionate about the park. And it's just good to hear you talk about your community and the things you're passionate about. Not just even the community, but you're passionate about a lot of things. And I like to hear sometimes maybe stubborn. People might say that, but I mean, there's a lot of passion that goes underneath of who you are. And thank you for showing me that, Uncle Johnny. But we don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of time. But the two people for last is I'd like to my dad, and my father, and along with that, these characteristics I see in Brandon Theobald, my youth pastor, and someone I just continue to always look up with. Both of those men, obviously. My dad I will always look up to. And I think it's fair to say that all of these people that I've mentioned have faults. They're not perfect people, and I see that. And I know their faults, but there's a lot of things that I do look up to still in all of them. But for Brandon, for my dad and for Brandon, it's this idea of I think it's integrity. Yeah, it's like integrity. They do what they say, and that's it. They are who they say they are. There's nothing shifting underneath. Those two people are the first people I learned to like really trust in my life. Throughout a life of like, you don't know who to trust sometimes, and sometimes you go through a phase of really wondering who to trust and what's I don't know. My dad, I can trust. He does what he says he's going to do, and he mostly practices what he preaches. Mostly, but he does, and Brandon Theobald is the same way, and I've always looked up to those men, and Brandon too. You know, he works hard, and my dad, they work hard. They just work hard. They do what they say they're gonna do, and it's just very simple like that. And like in a life, in a generation, even I think of people who have big dreams and they say lots of things. Even myself, make lots of promises and say lots of things, and then never fulfill those things. It's just nice to see somebody and see people in your life who just are very simply do what they say and achieve what they say they're gonna do, just simply. And it's sometimes it's you can call it black and white. They're black and white about a lot of things. I would describe both those men, my dad and Brandon, as black and white, but sometimes you gotta love that. I mean, I like gray areas, but sometimes it's nice to see someone who's just this is this and that is that and that's it. And I appreciate that in them, and I appreciate the fact that they've maintained that integrity as long as I've known those men. And so, thank you to all those people in my life that I just mentioned. Thank you, Matt, for this opportunity to share this. And I'm sorry this one's a little long. Again, I'm getting longer, but yeah, I can't wait to see this in tomorrow's video somehow. All right, love you guys.